G'day, Tēnā koutou, Numai Harimai, Anzac here, also known as Angel885. Let's get straight into this little rant here. It's been almost a year, it's about 10 months when I actually looked, since my last NBN rant video. It was also my highest bloody viewed video on my channel, which is a little surprising. But anyway, the reason I'm doing this video is a fellow Australian content creator was unable to do something today that they do every month with their Patreon supporters due to the older, unreliable copper-based network in Sydney, of all places. Now you might be asking, how bad can that be? Well, for point of reference, my connection, I've had maybe 2 to 5 outages in the last 4 to 5 years since I've had my fibre to the premises NBN connection, and this content creator has had the same issues but in 6 months. And for most Aussie content creators, I suspect they run anywhere from ADSL2 Plus, which have around 1 megabit per second upload, to cable which is 100 by 2 or 100 by 4. I upload at 40 megabits per second. The longest part of my video workload is the recording and editing. For others, it's the upload, which might be left overnight to do, which, due to the network being in a poor state, can disconnect and cause other issues with those uploads. Now you might be thinking, well, aren't you guys having a major network upgrade to fix that? Yes, we are. However, my NBN connection was on the old rollout system, put in place by our Labour Party, which was going to see 90% of the Australian population serviced by fibre to the premises. Now I say 90% of the population, not 90% of the country, as in physical surface of the country. It's talking about the major population centres of Australia, going to be that kind of where all the population is, was going to be serviced by fibre to the premises, with the rest of this country serviced by fixed wireless, which is a cellular based dedicated network, which only was going to be provisioned for NBN customers, so there was going to be no mobile devices on that equipment. It was all just going to be fixed, so that they would bolt a antenna outside your house, which would bring in the cellular signal into the house, and that was a dedicated internet line. And they were also sending up new generation satellite stuff to get satellite broadband. And a difference between that is I was on older generation of satellite broadband, which was a 1 second round trip time for data. This is half that. It's 500 millisecond ping. I know it's still huge, but for most, that's a pretty big difference. I mean, we still got to keep in mind the signal's going from your house on the ground to a satellite hundreds of thousand kilometers into space to another ground station and back again. That's a very long trip, even for light, you know. So to get it down to 500 milliseconds is pretty cool. And it was going to be a simple, straightforward, reliable, fit for purpose, easily upgradable, easily maintained, and cheaply, might I add, rollout. The current and completely inferior and poor performing version is being rolled out by our Liberal Party. Now, just so you know, our Liberals in Australia are considered conservative, they are the right. Labor would be considered left. So just get that for anybody that's outside of Australia, that's how it's really rough on how that is. But our Liberal Party continued to roll out and say we're going to roll out this really shitty version after even being told back in 2013 via a petition which indicated the majority wanted the fibre to the premises rollout, not fibre to the node, which has now become the multi-technology mix, which is primarily fibre to the node or now fibre to the distribution point, with the difference between fibre to the node and distribution point is that on a FTTDP is a shorter run of copper to the building, giving a slightly better and more reliable connection, but still a clusterfuck of a mess because it is using fibre and bolting onto copper cable that needs to be replaced, as it has perished and if sufficiently far gone, will not be replaced by fibre. This is the most frustrating part. It gets replaced by brand new copper. 19th century technology being bolted onto 21st. It's a fucking mind-blowing thing. And not only that, that copper needs to be replaced every 15 years, otherwise it's fucked. Your connections just go due to oxidization. The copper just oxidizes and basically rusts out. But the fiber that the damn copper is going to be connected to would be still strong for another 50 plus years. Glass doesn't degrade and oxidize like copper does. So, all I can say is, so basically, tell us again, Prime Minister, tell us again how we don't need fibre to the premises NBN, and that no one in Australia needs the much more reliable fibre network that doesn't break down as soon as it gets a little moist or scared by a leaf crossing its path, and we will not need the cabling dug up and replaced every 15 years. Tell us again how we really aren't 40th in the world, and that we have actually slipped to 50th below that of Thailand and Kenya, but still above Syria and Libya, so that's, above those bloody Muslim terrorists, but only just. And when I say Muslim terrorists, I'm obviously referring to the Syrian stuff going on, I forget I said anything. But anyway, yes, not every household in Australia needs 100 by 40, like I've got, or 1000 by 400, which was what was supposed to have come through December 2013, for that matter. But most households these days need a 25 by 5 minimum and a 90 to 99% reliable connection. Not only that, but popular content creators bring money into Australia as taxable income people. Businesses like that of Amazon need reliable telecommunications to function properly, and them coming to Australia is just going to create jobs overnight. And that's more taxable income. The sciences, being able to share information reliably and efficiently is a must. Sure, entertainment is a big thing for households, but that's just you're looking at such a small picture. And at the end of the day, if you build it, they will come. There are things we need high-speed data rates for that we have yet to imagine. Who knows what a super high-speed, reliable telecommunication network will bring? So all of you Aussies out there that find this video, lobby your local MPs like a mother. Tell them you want fibre to the premises NBN. Don't let them think that what is being rolled out is okay. I don't care if they are independent, they're the Greens, they're Labour, they are Liberals. I don't fucking care one iota. You tell them that the NBN that's being rolled out is inferior, it needs to go back to the way it was, and because at the end of the day, there are stories out there of people paying for 100 megabit per second and only attaining 14 because distance and being on a poor copper run. I've been the Anzac Gamer, also known as Angel885. Thank you for stopping in my pub. Keep that bear on ice. I'll see you around like a rissole in Nohora.